Well, welcome back, everyone. And we're going to look at some hands involving declarer play and some situations involving throwing in the opponents. And there are some times that you can gain extra tricks by what's called a throw-in play or an end play, and you can gain tricks that you can't gain any other way. Let's start off with this hand here, where you open one heart. There's a one spade overcall and North bids three hearts, and you raise to four hearts, and the opponents lead the king of spades. And down comes dummy, and I've got the first poll of the evening, which is how many potential losers do you have here? So to count your losers, you look at your two hands together and look at it from the point of view of the hand with a long trump suit normally, and count how many potential losers you might have altogether here. So here comes the first of those polls, and the question is, how many potential losers do you think you might have here? And the majority have gone for three, with a sizable minority going for four. So let's switch back and see what we think. Well, we're going to lose one spade, no hearts. We've got 10 trump here, including the ace, king, queen. And we don't have any club losers, but we have three potential diamond losers. Now, some of you may say, well, I'm not going to lose three diamonds, but you may. If you have to lead the diamond suit yourself, then if you, for example, lead a low diamond towards the jack and the jack loses to the king or the queen, and then you have to lead another diamond and the queen loses to the other high honor, you may lose three tricks here. But this diamond holding is one where you will do better if the opponents lead this suit for you rather than you leading it. So what you're going to do on this hand is throw in the opponents. And what we'll do is we'll win that first trick with the ace. We'll draw trumps, which here fall in 2 rounds. And we're planning to throw in the opponents. Before we do, we want to get rid of the club suit. We want to play our clubs here. So we'll take 3 rounds of clubs. And now the stage is set for us to throw in the opponents with a spade. And if I lead a spade now, let's bring up the 4 hands at this point, and we can see that whoever wins this trick now will either have to lead a suit that I am voiding, both in dummy and in declarer, so they will lead a spade, or they will lead a diamond. And if they lead a diamond, it gives us a chance to ensure that we don't lose 3 tricks. For example, if they lead the ace of diamonds, that's great. We now are only definitely going to make 1 diamond trick. Or if they lead a low diamond, we will also be able to make 1 trick there. And if they lead a spade here, then that gives us a chance to rough in one hand while we discard from the other. So if they play a diamond, the important thing here is to play low here. And if East wants to win this trick, they have to play the king. And now they've set up a diamond for me. Whatever happens now, I'm always going to make 1 diamond trick. And I'll make my 10 tricks here. You may think that you should always manage to make a diamond trick even if you lead the suit, but that's not true. If we play this again, we'll play this up again up to the point where we've drawn trumps, and then we play a club and play another club, let's say. If we lead the another diamond, so if we leave the jack of diamonds, it gives the opponents a chance to trip up here, because if East doesn't play the king here, then we'll be able to make a diamond trick. So basically, as long as East normally plays second hand low, but cover an honor with an honor, we'll make a trick here. If they make the mistake of playing low here, then even though that loses to the ace, now declarer will be able to make a trick with a queen. So whatever happens here, If we gain the lead again, we'll cross over to dummy and lead a low diamond towards the queen, and we'll make a trick that way. But if the opponents don't make that mistake, and if they play second hand low, so if I lead a three of diamonds, they should play low, then the queen will lose to the ace, and then later the jack might lose to the king. So the opponents can give you a chance to make it if they misdefend, but you have a better chance if you can throw them in and get them either to lead a diamond or to lead another suit, giving you a chance to ruff and discard. Let's try another one here. This is similar, where it's gone 1 heart, 3 hearts, 4 hearts with a spade overcall. And if we look at our potential losers here, we've got 2 spade losers, no heart losers, no diamond losers, but we have a potential club loser. Someone's got the queen of clubs. And you could try to finesse. You might think, based on the bidding, maybe West is more likely to have the queen of clubs, as they overcalled. But again, it's a similar hand where you can give yourself a guaranteed making an extra trick here if you can throw in the opponents. So that's what we're going to do. We'll win the ace of spades. We'll draw trumps, which again fall in 2 rounds. And we're going to throw in the opponents, but before we do, we want to eliminate the diamond suit. So we're going to play 2 rounds of diamonds. And then the way to guarantee an extra trick here is to lead a spade. We'll lead a spade, and let's just bring up the 4 hands. Whoever wins this, it'll be West here. They can cash another spade, that's fine. But now, whatever they lead will give me an extra trick. If they play another spade, it gives me a chance to ruff in one hand while I discard from the other. Same if they lead a diamond. And of course, if they lead a club, then I get a free finesse. So if they play a diamond here, let's say, gives me a chance to discard a club. So I can either discard a club from dummy and ruff in my own hand, or do it the other way around. But either way, I'm guaranteeing whoever's got the queen of clubs, they're not going to make a trick with it. So I can just take my clubs now and ruff the last one and make 11 tricks there. So that was another example of a holding where you can gain an extra trick if you get the opponents to lead a club, or if they lead a suit that allows you to ruff in one hand while you discard from the other. Let's have a look at this hand, which was actually a hand that was played a little while ago. And we'll look at this from the point of view of East. So North here has opened 1 no trump. That's a weak no trump we're playing here, 12 to 14. And you've got a pretty nice hand. Let's suppose you overcall 2 hearts. And South bids 2 spades. So South should have a long spade suit, at least 5 or 6 spades for that. And he's probably got some points. He wants to play it in 2 spades rather than letting us play it in 2 hearts. But he bids 2 spades. North passes, and I could pass, but I have a very nice 6-card suit. I decide to bid 3 hearts, and North bids 3 spades. And let's have a look at how this goes. My partner leads the king of hearts, and down comes dummy. And it's always a good idea to have a little think about where your tricks are coming from here. We're hoping we'll make, the ace of spades, couple of hearts, and we'd like to make honours with our queen of diamonds and king of clubs if possible. Anyway, let's see how it goes. They lead the king, and let's give an encouraging signal, say with the 10, and my partner wins that trick. He leads another heart, and I play the ace and declare a follow suit. So that's 8 hearts gone. There's 1 heart still outstanding. It's the queen, and I think it's probably South who's got it. Why? Because if my partner had king, queen, 3, he might well have led the king and then the queen. So I think I'm going to lead another heart back here. And maybe my partner will be able to rough it. Maybe they've got the jack of spades or something. Anyway, I lead a heart, declare follows with the queen, and my partner roughs, but can only rough with the 8, and it gets over roughed. Okay, so so they've got in there, and now I'm going to. Sorry, I'm just checking my what the next question is going to be. Yes, okay. So Declarers won that one, and they now lead a trump. They lead the 2 of spades, and I've got the second poll of the evening for you, which is what are you going to play as East? Are you going to play the ace or the 5? And it's almost 50-50. A slight majority have gone for the 5 of spades rather than the ace of spades. And you may think this is a slightly odd question, but there's a danger on this hand that you're going to be end played. You can see the ace king jack of diamonds in dummy and the ace queen clubs. And basically, you do not want to lead those suits. You do not want to be in a position where you have to lead a club or a diamond because you're really helping declare. You're hoping to make tricks with those honors, but you won't make a trick if you have to lead that suit. Equally, there are no more hearts around. So if you make the mistake of playing a low spade, what's going to happen now is that declarer can now play another spade and force you in with the ace of spades, and now you have nothing safe to return. Whatever you play now will probably help declarer. So if you decide to lead another heart, let's just bring up the 4 hands. You can see that that gives declarer a chance to discard from one hand while they rough in the other. And if you look at this, you can see that declarer is in danger of, without this play, declarer is in danger of losing a club and a diamond. But if you lead a heart, then declarer will probably discard a club from their hand while they rough in dummy. And now they're not going to lose any club tricks. They can cash the ace of clubs. If they play another club, you have to play your king. They can rough that, and that has promoted the queen of clubs. So now they can cross back to dummy, cash 2 diamonds and the queen of clubs, and played that way, declarer can actually make 10 tricks. And when this was played, a number of declarers did make 10 tricks playing in a spade contract. But best defense can actually hold you to 8 tricks on this one. Let's have a look. Let's replay this as it was played before. But when a spade is played, the important card for you to play is the ace here, so that you then have a safe exit card of a trump. You can lead a trump, and that will not help declarer make an extra trick here. So you safely exit with a spade. That's all the spades gone. And if declarer now tries, say, the diamond finesse, you can now win with your queen of diamonds. And if they play this way, I've got the next poll for you. Having won the queen of diamonds, what do you think he should play now? Should they play a heart, a diamond, or the king of clubs, or the 10 of clubs? So have a think about what you think he should play here. And most people have gone for a diamond, 65%. Quite a few went for something else, a heart or a club. And let's switch back and see what we think. Well, I hope you will agree with me that leading a club is terrible, because you're hoping to make a trick with your king, and you will never make it if you lead a club. Either the king or the 10 are bad choices. And if you lead a heart, you're doing what we were trying to avoid before, which was avoid leading a suit where declarer can rough in one hand and they discard from the other. In other words, if I bring up the hands, if I do lead a heart, sorry, if I do lead a heart, you can see that that gives declare a chance to do what they did earlier, which is discard a club from their hand while they ruff with the 10 of spades, and they would avoid the club. No, the safe card to lead is a diamond. This doesn't give declarer any extra tricks, and if you play that way, they can take their diamonds. They then might come back with a spade, and they might try the club finesse at the end, and that loses to you. Again, you making that one. Having done that, then that's it. You're really not going to make any more. Now, it's okay to lead a heart here because there are no trumps in the north hand. You're not giving away anything. Declarer can just ruff with a trump he was going to make anyway. And although he discards a club, it doesn't help him because there are no trumps in dummy left. So you're just going to make the rest now. But you will hold declarer to 8 tricks rather than the 10 tricks that he made previously. Any questions on that? So that's a very good tip when you're worried about leading a suit that will help declarer. If they do something like finesse in diamonds and you win with the queen, very often it's safe then to return that suit back to them. Don't give them help by leading another suit. And finally, I want to have a look at this hand here. This was one that I sent out at the weekend. East has opened 1 diamond. You overcalled a spade. Your partner jumped to 3 spades, and you bid 4 spades. And the opponents lead a diamond, and down comes dummy. And let's stop to think about our possible losers here. Well, looks like we're going to lose 2 diamonds right away. We're not going to lose any trump. Sorry, we're not going to lose any clubs, and we may or may not lose a trump. We've got 9 trump, but if they don't divide 2-2, we'll probably lose 1 trick there if they divide, say, 3-1. So we're always going to lose 2 diamonds. We may or may not lose a trump, and we're also in danger of losing a heart here. So if East has got the king of hearts, we're going to lose to it. You may think we need to try the finesse, heart finesse at some point, but let's see if we can avoid it. So they lead a diamond, and they play another diamond, which East wins, and East decides not to continue with diamonds. That's good because leading another diamond would give me a chance to ruff in one hand while I discarded from the other. So they switch to the queen of trump. I take that one and I play the king, and West discards. So there's 1 high trump out, and it is the high trump is held by East. He's got the jack here. So I'm going to lose that trump anyway. I'm not going to draw that. But what I'm going to try and do is end play East. So what I can do here, rather than try the heart finesse, is to lead clubs. So I'll play another club. I'll play a 3rd round of clubs. East discards. If they ruffed, it wouldn't matter. They'd be ruffing with something they were always going to win anyway. So I've eliminated clubs. And now what I'm going to do is play a spade, and I know that East has to win that with the jack. So I'm throwing in East with the jack of spades. And obviously what I'm hoping is that they lead something that will help me. If they led a heart, that will be nice, leading into my ace queen in dummy. But let's suppose they don't lead a heart. Let's suppose they lead the ace of diamonds. Now, when they lead the ace of diamonds, that means I'm going to be able to ruff that in one hand while I discard from the other. But when that happens as declarer, you often need to give a little thought as to where you're going to ruff and where you're going to discard. And in fact, that is a question for the final poll this evening. If East now leads the ace of diamonds, what are you going to play from the south hand? Are you going to play a ruff with a spade? Are you going to discard a heart? Or are you going to play the ace of clubs? Those are your choices. And here is a final poll. The question is, what are you going to play from the south hand? A spade, a heart, or a club? And most of you have gone for heart, 76%, with a few votes for a spade, 19%, and one person voted to discard the ace of clubs. So let's switch back and see what we think. Well, you do need to think about this, and you need to sort of think about it both ways. Yes, most of you have gone for the right choice of discarding a heart from your hand. What you're going to do is discard a heart, then ruff that with a nine of spades, and now you don't have a heart loser because you've just got the ace and ace in dummy. If you make the mistake of discarding of ruffing in your hand with a spade, then it doesn't work. So if I ruff with a 7 or 6 of spades, I can discard a heart from dummy, but I've still got a heart loser. I haven't saved a loser. So when the opponents give you a chance for a ruff and discard, you must think about where you need to ruff and where you need to discard. Sometimes you have a choice, but not here. We need to, let's bring up the four hands, and we'll see that we need to discard a heart here so that we can ruff in dummy, and now we don't lose a heart anymore. We'll play the ace of hearts, and we've got the club and 2 spades. Doesn't work so well if you discard. Sorry, if you ruff. Let's go back to here. It doesn't work so well if you at this point, if you ruff, you'll still have a potential heart loser there. So that was all I wanted to talk about. Did anyone have any questions about any of that?
Yes.
Hello, Ron.
Tony. In this hand, if West, is it West on lead? If they lead a heart, I think it's a different story.
It is. That's right. That's right.
And why would they lead a diamond? It's not a good suit.
Well, because their partner bid that suit.
Oh right, yes, that's true.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If they lead a heart, then you can't do this. But then you have to try the probably try the heart finesse, which loses. So yes, it turns out that a heart lead, and I think if I click on the GIB button, it will tell me that yes, that a heart lead can defeat the contract. It says also a diamond lead can, but I think it's all with a diamond lead. As long you can still defeat the contract, but it's much harder because they'll probably cash their ace and king, and then they won't be able to lead a heart. If you lead a diamond, then if they play low and you play low, then they can switch to a heart. Or if they play the queen and they take it with the ace, then they can lead a diamond back to your 10, and then you can switch to a heart. That's why you can defeat it on the lead of a diamond. But yes, it turns out a heart is a much better lead here. But I would probably tend to lead my partner's diamond suit.
Thank you.
Any other questions?